What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Everything Everywhere All at Once movie review and breakdown. Just like we had the Battle for Los Angeles and Skyline, or Deep Impact and Armageddon, this year we got two multiverse movies, including The Flash, which I have no idea when that is coming out. First of all, I absolutely adored Multiverse of Madness. I had an absolute blast. It might be one of my favourite Marvel movies for quite a while, but I am also a sucker for A24, like most film fans these days. I've seen people say that this is the better one, but, well, at least this one, is so unique and different. I can't say which I prefer, but I will admit that this was a stunning piece of cinema, and certainly one of the most creative multiverse trips we've had in a while, with multiverse stories being the 2022 version of time travel, or say the 2020s version of time travel, as it's so incredibly popular in science fiction at the moment. But the movie follows Evelyn, a laundromat owner, which made me wonder, why are there so many laundromats in America? In the UK, it's quite rare that you would see one. But her and her husband Waymond are about to be audited by the IRS, while her judgmental father is visiting from China. She also has a fractious relationship with her daughter Joy, who has a girlfriend. She struggles to understand this and is worried that it will kill her grandfather there. But meanwhile, her husband is also seeking a divorce, but he is very different to her. He is more of a optimist. He's very much like looking for the joy in things and thinks that if this divorce, this papers, will give them a chance to reinvigorate their relationship. But her life changes forever when her husband is taken over by a verse jumper. He is from the Alphaverse, which is another Earth, and in this story, multiple Earths exist because of the tiny little changes in the world, and your life is changed in these by simply deciding to turn left or right. In this world, in this Alphaverse, she did, or at least her multiverse version, created multiversal travel. Each tiny little decision, like I said, results in infinite different worlds. Now, she's being told that an evil chaos is chasing her called Jobu. It's wanting to kill her. In the Alphaverse, she trained many people to, quote-unquote, verse jump, but she pushed one of the people too far and their mind broke due to excessively jumping. It turns out that this was her Alphaverse daughter Joy, and sort of mirrors their relationship. Joy saw how life is, or at least thought that life is pointless after seeing everything, after seeing all of the worlds. She creates an everything bagel that the Alphaverse soldiers think can destroy the multiverse. She feels due to the vastness of everything, nothing really matters. She simply wants to end it all, which is quite dark. Evelyn is shown what to do by Alpha Waymond, as she is both trying to jump and listen to her IRS audit. Her family are upset at how disconnected she actually is, and this disconnected from her loved ones, husband, her daughter, and also here with the multiverse, it fits in the story very well. Michelle is super confused, just as the audience are confused. She is told that she needs to verse jump to fight these IRS auditor Deirdre, who has had her body taken over by one of Jobu's minions, and we see this throughout with people we see in the main world, our Evelyn, I'm going to call her, and they're taken over. At first, Waymond thinks that he has chosen wrong here, as she starts not being able to kind of control her powers, and the verse jumping doesn't work. However, she then becomes to use a power in a very Mutta style, which was a kung fu star, which is very, very much like the real actress Michelle, albeit with like a fake kung fu style movie background where she went to train on this mountain. Very, very cool. And we even actually see some stuff and red carpet stuff of her real life, like at the Crazy Rich Asians premiere, which is really, really cool. It turns out that, well, she starts to begrudge Waymond after defeating Deirdre, as she has seen a life where she didn't leave China and she became very successful. Each and every version of her has her life together in some comparable way compared to our Evelyn, which is aimless and full of regret. She has the unlimited, untapped potential because she hasn't really done anything. She can be anything she wants to be. And here, over the course of the movie, she becomes a verse jumper, and a very good one, and someone who sees the potential in everything. She decided she needs to become just as powerful as Joy or Jobu, so she aims to get the powers as her, travelling across all of her timelines, but fails when confronted by Jobu in one of the most creatively shot fight scenes, as Jobu uses the powers to fight the police in our Joy's body, as Evelyn is perceived to have simply attacked the IRS agent. It's here she is saved by her Alphaverse father and saves our Joy too, as he instructs her to kill her Joy, explaining that this would mean that there is one less Joy in the world. See what you did there. Now, she explains all of this to our Waymond and Joy and hilariously recounts the plot of Ratatouille. She's convinced she saw a raccoon version of this, but it was in another verse. She refuses to kill her daughter and helps save her. And after a huge confrontation with the Alphaverse soldiers who wanted to stop her so as to stop Jobu, as Evelyn is kind of the key to what Jobu wants to do, her mind splinters and she sees everything just like her Alphaverse daughter. She sees Jobu, who shows her the everything bagel, and it turns out, well, yes, it's not the doomsday weapon we think it is, as Jobu put everything on this everything bagel, like the real everything bagel there. She sees the infinite, and there's nothing in the world because anything can happen. So what's the point of doing something? Yeah, this is deep. But she wants to leave the multiverse. She wants to go into the chaos and retreat into her depression in a way, and that is what her or our Joy and Evelyn, that's the dichotomy which they are actually facing. She wanted to find someone who understands her in this multiverse of noise, which the director said is intended to be the modern day noise like the internet. Just like our Joy, Alpha Joy wants to be understood, but is giving into nihilism as her mother doesn't treat her well. Evelyn almost joins her in this nihilism. She gives into the uselessness of herself and her multiverse versions and what makes them happy. However, she starts to speak to Deirdre and has a realization that Waymond is, or at least learns what he is trying to actually teach her, that you can find the joy in anything in this horrible, messed up world. Yeah, nothing they do matters, but you can make the best of a bad world by finding the joy there. She hashes things out with her daughter, and I liked how it wasn't one-sided. Evelyn said that all the problems with Joy she has, like showing up when she just actually wants something and things like that. She stopped the nihilism after finally listening to Waymond and his speech about finding hope, and she doesn't fight her enemies in the final battle here, as she had done before. She simply fixes them. She helps them to try and get their raccoon back and helps one of the minions try and find happiness. It's really clever. She reconciles with her multiverse daughter and her own daughter, and she manages to get the taxi sorted. And when she was distracted by the multiverse, a metaphor for her regretful life, she centers on what her family needs. Absolutely a stunning piece of cinema, and I loved every second of it. It was a superb jaunt, with the script and dialogue being delivered by the absolutely brilliant cast. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like down below, to subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.